Oh wait, we gotta get this curtain up. Curtain is up. We are live. We are now live.
Woohoo!
Woo woo. Welcome to Mothership Monday. We start in just a few moments.
You have lost your
You
mind,
just want to
sir.
have your seat and prepare for the supernatural scares to.
This is not scary. This one's good, lighthearted fun.
Oh no! We're gonna argue tonight, and I love it
I mean,
because you have many reasons to be scared of the Fae.
you always like to argue with me, sir.
That's the point of the show.
Is us arguing? So why are we? We should just call this Lainey and Mantis argue.
Fighting with Lainey and Mantis. Yeah, wasn't that the original title?
Oh right, that was the original title. I forgot. Oh goodness gracious, me oh my, great balls. What is wrong with me? I think I'm exhausted. I've been up since like 6 a.m.
So that's. I told you I had family over.
Yeah.
See, that's the funny thing is, so I have to give up my room so that they can stay because it's a nicer room, and the place I stay here. There's no way to close those blinds up there, so the sun greets me every goddamn morning, and so I get like 3 hours of sleep a night every time they're here. You know what I mean? So I'm delirious. I'm completely delirious. I don't even know who you are.
Who am I? Who are you?
I don't know. How did you get here? Who are you?
Wait, what are we doing? What is this?
What is this? What is this? That's right. It's Mothership Mondays, guys. If you're in the chat, we love and respect you. And the show.
Hi, Timmy.
Timmy is awesome.
You know what's so funny is that I put this sweatshirt on because I was freaking freezing, and now I'm like burning.
There's something about streaming that makes your body temperature go up. That sounds crazy, but I swear it's true.
Is it like the nerves?
It must be. But if I'm ever lost in the wilderness and I'm freezing and I don't have a blanket, I'm gonna start streaming. Stay alive.
That actually that sounds fun. That makes sense. You know, that makes so much sense.
I think it could work.
I think it could too. Yeah, I gotta take this off. Oh my god.
What?
I gotta take the sweater off. I'm burning up.
Oh, she's stripping everybody. This is Mothership Monday, not Strippership Saturday.
Listen, Linda. Let a woman strip, okay? At least I didn't do it on camera, you know.
All right, I'm hating on women's rights right now because I don't want my partner to strip. Turn this family-friendly show that we do.
I mean,
I'm kidding. This is so not family-friendly. We talk about like people being decapitated and stuff.
I was gonna say I don't think we're very family-friendly here.
Very
No. We like to talk about Bruno.
Yes, we talk about it all. So hashtags that are trending right now are Fairy Lou and Fairy Thailand.
Okay.
Should I say that?
Sure, absolutely.
Just so people come and check it out.
I love it.
The Fae is not an option, and
oh. Hello, Savvy. Good to see you. Welcome in, everybody. If you are in the chat, we will be with you in a moment.
Just 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. That's what the Fae would say.
That's what the Fae would say. That's right. That's right. I almost sent the link to my boss.
Say that one more time.
I almost sent the link to my boss.
Oh, maybe he wants to listen. Yeah.
You never know. This music is bone chilling. I like it.
I find this topic bone chilling.
I do find that interesting.
The Fae?
Yeah, I mean, we'll get into it.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. How are you doing on your shares?
Oh, I've done all my shares. I'm ready.
Oh, are you waiting for me? You normally
Welcome
ask
in
me.
to Mothership Monday. I am your host, the Fat Mantis. I am here with my co-host,
Lainey
in the house, and we are here to explore and discuss, investigate, and educate on the ways of the paranormal, supernatural, all things that go bump in the night. And tonight's subject is the Fae, otherwise known as fairies.
That's right.
First question of the night, Lainey, how are you doing?
Oh, is that the first question of the night? I'm well. I'm sleepy, but I'm well. And how are you?
I'm living the dream. What up, Savvy?
Living the dream.
Logie, what up?
Logie.
About mythological fairies today. Yes, we're talking about or foot fairies. I don't know what a foot fairy is, Logie, but I'm kind of scared to ask. Fairies, a broad term and a great subject. Yes, it is absolutely a broad term. We're gonna be hitting it up. I'm doing great today. Like I said, I had family here. They're gone. Hallelujah. I love them.
Hallelujah.
But I get sleep again, so.
I totally understand. I had family in this weekend, and I'm actually having family coming in next weekend. So I'm just sitting here like ready to be exhausted. It's okay.
Right. Logie Bear says a foot fairy, aka a soccer player. I've never heard that term. I'm glad I finally learned it. Thank you.
I feel like I am forever going to call them foot fairies from now on.
But of course, the first real question I'm going to ask is, Lainey, do you believe in fairies?
Absolutely.
You do?
I do.
So that you believe in little insect women go around and they sprinkle powder on little boys' heads and teach them to fly?
No, I wouldn't go that far. I would. Oh my God.
They make the little boys fly.
They do make the. Oh, that.
What up, Reese?
Hello,
Reese. Is a fairy just a metaphor for an older woman who teaches a boy to become a man? I don't know.
I'm not gonna touch that one. I think I'm gonna leave that where it is.
Okay.
So I don't think I want to get into that. No. So fairy or fae is definitely, like Auntie Kat said, a very broad spectrum. And I don't think that a lot of people realize that. Like when you hear the word fairy, most people, when they hear the word fairy, they think of a winged creature like the size of my thumb.
And that's largely because of Disney, correct?
Absolutely. It's definitely social media, or social media.
Before
entertainment.
Social media. It's Peter Pan. When we were kids, it was Peter Pan, right? And
yeah.
And all this stuff. And before we go any further with this, I would love it if everyone listening would like this channel, subscribe to this station, and keep tuning into Voice of the Fat Mantis, and particularly Mothership Mondays, where I'm here with Lainey, and join our Discords. Whatever app you're listening to us on, follow, subscribe, fan, befriend, whatever. Make it happen. We love you.
Yes, please. We do love you, and we want you in our cult.
Yes, join our cult. Join our cult.
Join our cult.
And so you know about my I think I was talking about this in the green room. I had some hesitancy about this topic, right? I had ambivalence.
You did have some hesitancy about this topic, and I don't really understand the hesitancy. I think that we're going to have a lot of fun talking about the Fae.
I always have fun.
We're gonna,
but I feel like I feel like this is a topic that certain people get very sensitive about. Just like the magic one that we did, just like when we were talking about witches and warlocks, people are know-it-alls. They get, and they're like, "You don't know what you're talking about, Mantis." I'm like, my goddamn mother.
That's because you didn't know what you were talking about.
No, I did.
No,
because I was the only person in the chat who could.
No, I won that debate. They were with
You didn't win anything. Okay,
I totally won that debate.
You,
right,
you
so
said you've been working so hard. You're delirious. You're clearly delirious.
So we're going to debate on the fact that I won the debate.
Oh, look, Logie says this is going to end up like the witch debate. We are going to bicker over whether fairies, cherubims, or pixies are all the same. Oh, yes, we are. What up, Reese? Reese says, always down for a good cult. Cults are fun.
Cults are fun. And I think that we're good cult leaders. We don't steer you too astray.
Yo, Logie Bear, thank you for the bits, brother, over on Twitch.
Logie, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And yeah, we are definitely going to argue tonight. So,
okay. Yes, I'm ready. I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to do it. I feel like Auntie Cat's going to come out and hit me with a sucker punch while we're arguing. It's going to be great.
We enjoy those too.
So what it is I think that people, no matter what term you use, and here are some of the great terms I've heard throughout the British Isles that fairies and the Fae have been called. So they have been known as the good people, the other crowd, them. Is that crazy?
Yeah.
And their original Gaelic term was Tuatha De Danaan.
Wow.
Yes, which translates to the nation of the goddess of Danaan. She was a nature goddess, and they believed that they were the people. And so, just so everybody knows, it's not just some winged chick. So it's not a supermodel with wings. Is not a fairy, right? Or it could be, though. It could be.
I mean, it could be.
It could be.
Yes, it could be the supermodel behind us with the wings, and she's a beautiful fairy. Hello, AJ.
Hello, AJ. Mantis is going to be right. I can feel it already, says Logie. I like this guy.
Logie, I'm coming after you. I'm just saying. Listen, y'all are going to be wrong.
So what do you know the fairy to be? Tell me what you've grown up or what you believe now the fairy to be. We'll start with that.
Well, I mean, I grew up thinking that a fairy was a winged 1-inch creature, that like went around and threw pixie dust all over little boys.
Oh, the little people is also one of the names they use. They do describe them as little.
Yes. They do. Yeah. So, and that's the fun thing about the Fae is that we think that they are a winged creature when actually they are, leprechaun are considered fairy, elf are considered fairy. I wish it was a Carmen Electra with wings. Yo.
But okay, but I'm saying, what do you think they are? Why don't we hear it?
Oh, I think that they are definitely spirits. They're spirits, magical creatures who are probably woodland spirits. That's what I think.
Okay.
Probably Mother Nature,
Right. They seem to have a connection to nature, apparently do.
They do.
They seem to gather in the woods, or their safe place is the woods. And so there have been so many. So this is a general term about multiple, probably subspecies or species of supernatural entities. Mm-hmm. Whether they're spirits or non-spirits, we don't know. But they're each one is described as something different, but they just have a similar origin. And so we're going to talk about the occult origins, or the original pre-Christian origins that I've done some digging and I have found.
Yeah, it gets really religious when you talk about the Fae. I think you're good,
But check it out. Some theories This is interesting. Some of them believe that they are demoted gods who never got banished to hell. Others believe they're nature spirits. Some, and I'm going to give you another one. There's an alien theory, which I love. And it has some ground. It has some groundwork, of course. And then there's some people who believe they are the hidden children of Eve. That Eve tried to protect her children from Adam, and she hid some children from him. And when the children were discovered, God turned them into magical creatures and sent them away.
Interesting. Okay, I didn't hear that one, so I'm excited for that for sure.
And that's post-Christian. And then also, obviously, this is a very common one I hear all over the place, that they're fallen angels.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, that's one of the most common thoughts, is that the fairies are indeed fallen angels. There's also belief that they could be spirits of oh my God, help me out. It's a religious thing.
Spirits of it's a Christian thing?
No, it's a Catholic. When you get baptized, unbaptized.
Unbaptized babies after they die or something,
after
right?
They die, and it's the spirits of unbaptized children.
That's so Irish. That's just like an Irish thing to accuse.
Well, I mean, Irish has a lot of lore when it comes to the Fae.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is true. Especially the changeling, which we'll get into. That's probably one of my favorite lores of the Fae.
Yeah, Blue. We're pointing out that there are different types of Fae. There's a ton of them. Everything boils down to woodland spirits. Does everything boil? I don't know about that. I think Bigfoot's the only other woodland spirit I know of. They dance around.
We've talked about. I think, yeah, for sure. I mean, they dance. I
think everything's an alien, to be honest.
So, Blue, they are not considered elementals, but they are similar to elementals.
So some people have categorized. I actually just saw a YouTube video where a kid was categorizing them according to elements. Whether that is, however, I think the more common categorization is a moral thing. And so they are constantly referred to as like a royal court. And the two courts are Seelie and Unseelie. Seelie being fairies that are good for you. They like you. They like true love. They love dancing and food, although you should never eat their food. And if you run into them, or if you're kind to them, if you share your food with them, they're going to be cool to you, and they're amused by you. They love love. They'll help you find love and stuff like that. And then there's the Unseelie, who have nothing but disdain for humanity and will pull endless pranks that often lead to death and mayhem. And they also steal your children, so it's tough.
Yes, yeah, they do. They steal your children. They'll replace you.
Yeah, we'll get to change things in a bit, but first let's define our terms, as you know I like. So
Loki.
So much interactions fairies have with humans. So that's the question. To this day, people still report interactions with these creatures, strange happenings in the woods, and other such things, right? And so check this out. This is where I got the UFO one, but this also has to do with the old welcome in Angel Age. Always a pleasure.
Hello, Angel.
And check this out. If this sounds like what you might, this is straight out of a History Channel show we both love.
Okay.
Okay. So the oldest mythology that they can find on the belief of the origin of the Fae, where these nature spirits come from, is that they either came on a ship, either on the shores, sometimes described as coming a ship that rides on the clouds and crash landed on a mountain.
Okay.
Right? Their coming is also associated with a solar eclipse that lasted 3 days. Some accounts were that their ship was so badly damaged, they set it on fire, and the fire blocked out the sun for 3 days.
Huh. Interesting.
Aliens, hello?
I mean, obviously aliens. That's the first I've heard of the Fae being an alien. This is okay. I'm intrigued. I'm totally intrigued.
I'm intrigued too. I mean, this is ancient legend. This is ancient Gaelic stuff that and so the story goes on. The same legend goes on, and check this out. This story dates back before humans were in the British Isles, before humans even came to Ireland.
Okay.
This is where it is. And so they came. The alien. They all. These were the Tuatha De Danaan, and so they follow this nature goddess Danaan, right? She's their queen. You know, they have a queen, and the Isles um were already populated by two other ferocious species. One were the Fomorians, which were deformed, disgusting giants, and the Furbolg. And they waged a war with them, and by defeating those two other species, they claimed all the forests of the British Isles. Right?
Okay.
And then, however, later on, the indomitable will of the Milesians came. Milesians being Gaelic for humans. They came and they waged a war with the Fae. And the Fae couldn't break the humans' will, so they went into hiding within the forests, and they let the humans take the isles. And so this is like an ancient story of the Fae. Look at how baffled you are by this.
I'm not baffled. I'm intrigued. I'm not baffled.
Supposedly, the Queen Danaan ruled over the British Isles for 169 years. I did not make that up. That's not a Mantis joke. But is that funny? They ruled for 169
absolutely
before man came and ruined the whole thing. Stealing children, ultimate prank. It really is.
It really is. Hello, Angel.
Angel. Had a banana in the house, Lainey and Mantis. A goofy smile and a heart. Thank you. Hey, thank you, Hannah. Always a pleasure. They were with it. Yeah, they knew what's up, man. I feel like so also the Fae are also known for partying, right?
Oh,
their
100%.
love of drink, their love of drink, their love of food, and their love of dance. They love to dance. And supposedly they can put charms on people that will force people to dance until they die. They really know how to party, these fuckers.
They really know how to party. You know what? Let's not piss off the Fae, guys. Let's not piss off the Fae.
So yeah, it is definitely do not mess with the Fae if you ever encounter one in the woods.
Oh yeah.
Right? And so
God.
I thought it's funny that they hold very similar attitudes as a lot of these things. And here's what it is. I think we look at these supernatural creatures, or sometimes gods or goddesses, deities, as superior to us emotionally. But it would seem in all these legends, these creatures are totally infantile and sensitive little bitches. Right? And so they say that the Fae are incredibly sensitive. They love pulling pranks, but they hate pranks being pulled on them. Okay. And even if you meet Sealies, don't do anything that they might construe as disrespectful, or they will be very sensitive about it.
Correct. They don't even like the words. Like they don't like thank you. Don't say thank you to a Fae.
I'm glad I'm talking to you. I didn't know that.
Don't say thank you. Don't say you're sorry. You have to use better verbiage when you are thanking and apologizing to the Fae, because it is considered extremely rude to use those verbiages, and like they'll fuck you up.
What a-holes, man. I'm so glad I talked to you. Well, one, you shouldn't ever eat or drink anything from them. And so the legend is well, that can lead to poisonings or other charms being put on you. But one of the most common ones is if you eat or drink their food, you will descend into their other dimension where they hide, where they're hiding in plain sight, and you're not going to find a way back. You're stuck there.
You're stuck there. So Logie says the leprechaun is a drunken Irish fairy. So Logie, yes, leprechaun are actually considered Fae.
Yes, they are. And so some legends, and once again, this depends on them, who you're talking to, but some legends believed that the leprechauns were a byproduct of a parent who was a Fae and a parent who was an angry ghost. And that would produce a leprechaun, because leprechauns are known to be sadistic little fuckers. You know that movie? What is it? Leprechaun in the Hood? They were not. That movie is not a lie. Leprechauns are supposed to be really nasty dudes.
They're nasty creatures. Well, yes, but the legend is true. So if you actually do catch a leprechaun, they do have to show you their gold. But
yes.
they tend to play so many tricks on you that you never actually get the gold.
Right. You've heard the one about the like what I think it's like the hat.
The hat.
Where he drops the hat thing.
Yes. Yes.
So like, you the guy, the story is that the farmer captures a leprechaun and he's like, you got to take me where your gold is. And he takes him to the place and he's like, it's buried under here, but I can't get it. I don't have a shovel. Do you? And he's like, I don't either. And he's like, here, I'll mark it with my hat. And he puts the hat down and he's like, you go get a shovel. And then the guy's like, you're right. I'm going to go get a shovel. He runs back home. He gets a shovel. He goes back to where it is. And when he returns, he just sees thousands of hats.
The entire field is covered in hats. Yes.
And that's what kind of an asshole leprechaun is. So
I mean, you're trying to steal his gold.
Yeah, I guess I can't blame him.
I would do the same thing. Absolutely. I don't have a spade. I'll mark it for you. No problem.
Do they mess with you while being in that said realm? I believe they do. I think they really enjoy doing that.
Yeah. Don't mess with the Fae, guys.
It's all good, Hannah. I just want to let you know. Oh, you guys are. I love the love this community has for each other. Sunny Delight, 93. Welcome. What up?
Hi. It's so good to see like old faces in here.
Leprechauns also tend to steal your left socks. Oh, I didn't know that, but
so that they do say that. Yeah. So I guess the sock thief would be Fae. They say that Fae are around you all the time. You just don't know it. You don't see it. You don't know it. When you put your keys down and you put them exactly where you always put them and they're gone, it tends to be the Fae messing with you.
Right. And so it's actually interesting. This is so cute. I love because I was researching the different types of Fae, and there's so many you could just lose track. Like originally I was like, I'm going to list the different types, and there are like so many, but we'll talk about some of the heavy hitters or more popular ones. But obviously the very popular one is the brownie, sometimes referred to as a hobgoblin.
Mm-hmm.
And they're the spirit that lives in your house. Mm-hmm. And this is when they're good. If they're unabused, they'll be a brownie, right? And so
they're like the Dobies, like Dobby is a hobgoblin.
Right. And they go and they fix things around your house, and they do things around your house, and they make sure your house is orderly.
Yes.
However, if you abuse them and you really mess with them, or that for whatever reason they grow to dislike you, they'll be called a boggin. And a boggin brings nothing but disfortune and disarray to your home.
Yeah.
And so you might actually have, I think, they call them house elves, brownies, hobgoblins. I've heard some other names. And so, but they're usually good. They're usually good.
They're usually good. The leprechauns also tend to steal your left sock. We already saw that one. Hi, Sunny.
What? It said that Disney tends to sugarcoat things. It's like the Tinkerbell franchise. So it's not just Tinkerbell. It's
everything.
They sugarcoated all of the Grimm's fairy tales.
So Grimm's fairy tales tend to depict all of these things that we're talking about in a very true form. And then, yes, Disney absolutely went and sugarcoated everything. I think that what we need to take from all of these Mothership Mondays is how terrible Disney is.
You don't need to watch this show, although you should, to know that Disney are garbage people.
Disney is garbage people. Disney, 100%. We could have a whole discussion about Disney.
Maybe we should do the occult connection to Disney.
That would be fun.
That would be amazing.
That would be amazing.
Actually, it wasn't until today that I thought of another episode that we should do, but we'll talk offline about that. But there was one that I was like, we should have done it today, but I was thinking occult connections to the royal family.
Oh, we should have done
because
that
today, of course, is the Queen's funeral. May she rest in peace.
Well, you know what? It might have been a little disrespectful to do it today.
Yes, you're right, because the things I'm going to accuse these people of.
Exactly.
We'll wait till next Monday.
We'll do it next Monday.
After she's married.
Sonny, I am well. Thank you so much. Living the dream, man. Mothership Mondays are happening every Monday.
Looking kind of scruffy. Oh, you like it?
I like the scruff.
So it's actually funny. I think I was telling you earlier that time has escaped me. And normally I shave and I groom myself before Mothership. It's my first grooming of the week is right before Mothership Monday.
Is that what it is?
I've lost so much time that this is homeless Mantis.
No, the scruff is nice. It looks good. You look good. You look good with a little scruff around the face.
I do keep the 5 o'clock shadow, but I at least trim it, shape it. But that's neither here nor there.
Are we just going to compliment how lovely you look tonight?
And you look so lovely today, Lainey.
Thank you. Did
I say that yet?
You did.
Okay. Well, I'm saying it again. So we've got our brownies, right? We've got our leprechauns. Obviously, the pixie is another popular one.
Oh, yeah.
And, that's our Tinkerbells, right? That's our little fairy.
Those are our Tinkerbells. That's right.
And once again, there have been spottings and descriptions of them being kind, loving, and other ones just being malicious little fucks.
Because all the fae can be malicious little fucks. Like, and don't piss off a fairy, because they don't look like that when you piss them off. They look like these little evil high backs.
Yes, as I was saying before, that they like I was saying earlier about the gods and like the sensitivity of all these things. All these gods, demons, like we were talking about possession and how demons get easily offended. Remember we were talking about how the Annabelle spirit was like somebody made some stupid joke and then they killed the dude.
Yeah, they killed the dude. Yeah.
They all just seem to be sensitive, and so I think the pixies are sensitive too. So don't cross a pixie.
Give him a trench coat and it's a look. Bex, I agree.
Oh my god. Yo, Bex like scumbags. That's what she's saying today. That's what I'm getting from all of this. Parking lot pimp in Mantis. I dig it. Yeah, I should go sell drugs in the corner. Like I said, this is a family show.
It's not, though. We've already established that this is not a family show whatsoever.
Other obviously elves. I think you guys should know that elves
are considered fae. Yeah,
and it's interesting. They're referred to as she in Gaelic, but it's spelled SIDEHE. But that's pronounced she. But that's what an elf is. They're called she.
Yeah,
I think it's Nordic. In the Norse called them elves.
So the word elf came from I believe it was the Nordic.
Yeah.
I think it was Nordic. Which actually came from elf. And the word elf means white, which was considered beauty.
Right. Okay, that's all making sense now.
Yeah, which was considered beauty back then.
Yeah, because a lot of what's funny, a ton of them this is so stupid, but old like Norse kings, the name Alfred was a big one. Mm-hmm. The name Alfred, and it had something to do with that. They were very proud of being white.
Yes, they were. But there's some fun facts for you guys. It's anywho.
Well, let me ask you: do you know about the puka?
The puka, no.
So here's what it is. They're sometimes referred to as puka, fuka, or suka, depending on what part of Europe you're in.
Okay.
But they are animal shape changers. They are
animal shifters. Okay.
Yeah, they shift from animal. They can turn into like humanoid things, but they're really animals by nature, and they transform. And so check this out: if you cut a crop after Samhain, after Halloween, they will then kill all the livestock on your farm.
Oh shit. Okay.
And that's why people were like, literally back in the day, people were scared to farm after Halloween. They thought it was bad luck.
It was bad luck.
People was going to get them.
Okay. Interesting.
Love hearing those guys.
And they're considered fae?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There was a boatload of them. I couldn't even keep track of like all the different
There's so
fae.
many of them. Like I literally looked up fae, and it was like, it's like the categories. It's like, I'm not even kidding you. It's alphabetized, and there's at least 5 to each letter of the alphabet. I'm like, Are you kidding me? Like what? Like the salamander. A salamander is considered a fae.
Right, but that was the mythological one. Yeah, but no, I feel you. Undines and stuff and all that.
Sea witch, selkies.
Yeah, and that's why. Here's the thing: do you think it's possible that Bigfoot
could be a fae?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Because here's what I'm saying. You know how the idea that Bigfoot's community, or he lives in another dimension and he like kind of just visits us sometimes. It's possible that this is that other dimension.
100%. So yeah. Ooh. Did we
Right?
just figure out what Bigfoot is?
I think Bigfoot's a fae, man. He's an
Bigfoot could
American fae.
totally be a fae. Hello, Demon. Welcome in.
Demon, what up? We were just talking about you earlier. We were wondering where you've been, brother. Your face is bad luck.
Wow.
Hello from the graveyard. Wow. I'm going to take that as a compliment, though.
You should totally take that as a compliment.
That's definitely a theory there, Mantis. Yeah, maybe the Bigfoot is a fae. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it does make sense.
I'm shocked that Lainey doesn't know something related to Mothership Monday.
I don't know everything.
I think
you know, I generally get surprised I think every Monday I'm surprised about one thing or another. So it sounds like the term fairy is indeed an umbrella term here, unlike which Logie.
I love it. Logie.
I'm gonna reach through this computer right now, Logie, and I'll show you Faye.
Bigfoot is just a fae that got into a box of supplements. I'm just saying, if they're nature spirits, they say all signs seem to see that there's some sort of nature spirit, whether they're fallen angels or they're originally gods, deities demoted to lower powers. We all know they're connected to the forest where they have their safe space, right?
Correct.
It's possible that Bigfoot is also one of these nature, because like we said, there's infinite range. Like I believe satyrs also fall into fays.
Satyrs do fall into fays. Yeah, they fall in. Sirens fall into fae.
Yeah.
Siren falls into fae.
Sirens do, and then also, I was crazy when I saw this one. Some people were saying that banshees.
Banshees, yeah.
And so I've always thought that banshees were ghosts.
No, they're spirits.
I'm just like, because I've heard stories that sometimes they appear as girls who have died or gone missing.
As a banshee.
As a banshee. So I'm just saying, who knows what is going on with this? Who knows what type of fairy magic they're using to make that happen, or why they would do that? They've also been described sometimes as horrible hags or young, beautiful women.
Banshees can turn from a horrible hag to a beautiful woman. That's part of her lore. That's totally part of her. Yeah. So a banshee. No, they're a type of land fae whose scream can be lethal to those who hear them. This ability might be diluted in crossbreeds and changelings. A banshee first appears in Rosemary and Rue.
Right. And so, and so basically, I looked into it, and like they say that it's not necessarily your death when you hear the cry of the banshee. That it's not necessarily you're gonna die. It means death is going to be
death is, yes, exactly.
So it could be a loved one or someone. Demon says, I've been busy with work and dealing with paranormal entities. Well, I'm glad to see that it's always good to have work, and I'm glad you're still working in the paranormal. We just hadn't seen you around, and we were just wondering what's up. But
we were worried about you. We miss you. We miss your face. Fae is a very big and wide subject. Yes, banshee is a type of fae. Yes.
Yeah.
And it's huge. Like, honestly, it was really interesting doing research for this topic today, because like there's so many things that are under the umbrella of fae that I've wanted to talk about. So it's just like you're sitting here and you're like, well, how do we, like, I didn't realize fae was so big. Banshees are warning that someone close to you is dead.
Yeah. You're right. You guys, You guys weren't worried about me. Of course,
yes, we were. Did you know there's a dragon type fae as well? I did not.
I did not know that.
I did not.
That's another touchy subject on the show, right? What constitutes a dragon?
Listen, I know that a wyvern is a dragon. I get it, but it really does bother me that they are wyverns in gosh darn House of Dragons.
I can't stop. Every time I watch that show, I think about it now. Your complaint, and I'm like, look at that wyvern fly around there.
It's just it's like you have this beautifully large budget, and you couldn't give them 2 extra goddamn legs. I learned so much from both of you. So,
what I want to move on to real quick is what is the true. I mean, all I think a lot of fairy stories are scary AF, right? But a real horrible thing that they've been known to do is create or produce changelings. Now, do you want to tell the people, or should I, or what?
So this is actually my favorite Fae lore. Are
Right.
the changelings?
It's hysterical.
Actually, I'm pretty sure I told you today. I was like, you have to do your research on Ireland, because Ireland has some great lore
Oh
when it
yeah.
comes to fairies. They've got the fairy rings and the fairy circles, which they say if you walk around 9 times, you can actually get into their realm, and see the Fae. Pretty interesting. And then yes, there is the lore that they will steal your children because they cannot reproduce. So they steal your children, they bring them to the fairy realm, and they give you a changeling in place of that child.
So supposedly, what I heard is that it's only the unseelie court that can't, the bad ones that can't reproduce. But who knows why they do it? Why they do this evil act. But they steal your child.
They steal your child.
And then what do they do?
And then they give you a changeling in replace of this. So now this changeling tends to be, you can't really. There's no difference, but that there's a difference.
Right. So it looks like your baby, your newborn, is literally snatched from its cradle, and they leave a fairy in its place that looks and sounds like your child.
Yeah, and then they'll also tend to steal mothers as well, to bring to the fairy realm to raise these said children, and they replace them with logs. So like why can't I think? They replace them with logs that are what are they called? Oh my god. This is gonna bother me. Shit. My brain is not functioning. It's like not functioning today. It's like the mud.
Just give me a hint at what you're trying to say so I can help you.
I can't even think of the word. Like I can't even get there.
Okay.
But anyway, so so thank you, Logie Golems. Yes.
Oh,
See,
Gollum.
Logie is like in my brain. He gets my crazy ADHD shit. Ireland has such a collection of lore for sure. They really do. But yeah, so they replace them with golems, and they're said that if you were to burn, there have actually been murders because of these changelings.
Yes.
Yeah.
The people have believed so much that they have literally gone to the point of murdering either a spouse or a child. And a lot of a child abuse has been accredited to the child was replaced by a changeling. And so they would basically believe that if a child was totally out of control. I actually, in Sunday school, I had a new kid this Sunday, and I'm not allowed to say what I want to do because we're on the air.
Did you think it was a changeling?
I think if this was ancient Ireland, I would say that child is a changeling because the devil.
Oh my god!
And so they're just so bad, and so this would end up being the excuse for beatings, floggings, and like you said, they would expose them to fire, right? Because the belief was they'd churn back or something. Supposedly, if it's
so the belief was that if you were to place the golem or the changeling in a fire, it would go back to the fairy realm, and you would get your real person back in replace.
Yeah, they'd return the kid.
Yeah,
but your kid was there. I wouldn't trust any kid they gave me.
What if just another changeling?
Just another freaking changeling. Demon says, I do have a case close to my neighborhood that has a lot of paranormal activity. Wow.
I'm really excited. They're actually bringing a seer into our restaurant, and they're doing like a Halloween special. Yeah. So this guy is going to come up and basically talk to spirits. It's like 75 people. And if he happens to have your family member there, he's gonna he'll zone in right on you. I'm excited for that. I love that sort of stuff.
Logie says, why do they steal and replace children?
So the idea is that they cannot reproduce.
So they steal your kid and raise their kid, your kid. And the belief is that if you don't get your kid back, your kid will eventually turn into some sort of fae or some sort of, he'll be down with them.
Correct.
All right. I'm big on mythical creatures. Yes, it seems like you're very knowledgeable.
To make your life a living hell.
Yeah, because they like to prey on humans. They like to torture humans. And so the belief is that the British and Irish Isles, they believe in the mythology that it was once theirs. Before the humans came, this was our isle. The they took it from the Fomorians fair and square. It's theirs, but these damn humans came and took it. So they want to make you pay.
Correct.
You're a colonizer, Logie. This is some Black Panther shit. If there's no difference between a changeling and a human, why go through the effort to get back your? No, there is
a
So
difference.
the changeling version is the evil version of your child. It's really a change. It's really a fae magically, transformed. It just looks like your child. Correct. It's there to cause havoc and chaos into your life.
So there's a lot of lore behind the changeling as well. That it actually is. It is an offspring of some sort, I believe, between an elf and something.
Look at what Logie Bear says. He said, "I'd rather my kid become a fairy. I'll take the log."
Logie, you would.
He totally would. Logie. It all depends on which culture changes.
Yes.
Right.
Right. I mean, that's just the Irish lore, but basically, the fae are shady as fuck. They are shady as fuck. And guys, I'm dead serious when I tell you, if you ever come across a fae, do not just don't.
Okay, so and they are shady AF. And then what do we have? We have companies like Disney and these other things that are trying to sell this idea that they're harmless, that they're cute, they're nothing. And so obviously there's a lot of like hardcore Christians would even say that they're trying to make you not fear the occult. Now I don't know about any of that.
I don't know about any of that either.
But I'm just saying is that if I were to run into a pixie, I don't know if I'm hanging out with that pixie.
Just use your words carefully. Like I said, guys, if you ever run into the fae, do not use the words thank you. Do not use the words I'm sorry. They find them offensive.
That's insane. What kind of...
So basically, thank you it's very final, and it's as if... So they believe that when they give you kindness, it's just to be kind. Where thank you is almost like I asked you to finish a debt for me, or I asked you to pay a debt, and that was what
it's a crazy mentality. But that's just nuts.
Listen, they're fae. I don't know. Just don't do it.
Can you say hi to them? Can I be like,
say hi?
Right.
I mean, sure. And then when you lose your socks, let me know.
I'm already losing. I'm sure I have a brownie in this house.
Oh, I'm sure
this house should have burned down a long time ago.
Well, you know what? You should be thankful that you have a brownie. And also if you gift the fae anything, they really do like plants, but don't give them cut plants, guys. Give them plants that you can grow.
My living room is a rainforest, right?
I didn't know that. That's why that's why you have a brownie.
I have massive plants all throughout my living room. There's more plants than there are places to sit in.
Are you kidding me?
And a humidifier is going all day long, so
that sounds lovely, actually. So you must be breathing some great air.
Oh, I got the best air, yo. Yeah, I got the good shit. None of this Jersey industrial waste zone.
Excuse me, I have plants in my house. Thank you. I've got great plants too.
I prefer the Brothers Grimm over Disney. Oh, of course.
Any day.
That'd be cool if someone made an animated movies and made them the way the Grimm's fairy tales.
I literally said that the other day. 100%. That needs to happen.
And for instance, like the intro, the intro to the Ice Princess story from Hans Christian Andersen is so cool. The explanation as to how she gets her ice powers, and Disney is so cowardly for not putting it in animation form. I absolutely would love to see that.
I think that they are just well, they're like we're gonna have a discussion about Disney and the occult because
Yeah,
there's so much that we could
there's
be
so
talking
much.
about. So much, guys. Disney is not.
Yeah, wait, save
They
it all for the episode.
shady. They are shady. Anyhow, we're gonna talk about that another day. Can I give them a plant from Home Depot? As long as it's something that you can grow, they'll love it. They look at plants like we look at jewelry,
Right.
basically.
Right.
Yeah.
And another thing is the reason why they jack your stuff all the time is they don't believe in they don't think that anything in our houses or these items that we have any value.
Correct.
It's like gold trinkets, whatever. Like even leprechauns hoard gold just to deprive humans of it.
They don't need it. They don't want it. They don't need it.
This is just to be.
I mean, if I lived in Jersey or New York, I would fill my place with plants.
Yeah, no, absolutely. This is some bad air outside. I got better air inside my house than outside.
I live in a beautiful, beautiful town, guys. By the beach. We've got beautiful air. There's no smog here, okay?
Princess Max has a good question. So how would I know if I see one? Or did I miss
that part? So they generally do not let you know that they are around. Like you have to catch one, basically. I've had people tell me that they've seen sprites, or pixies, or whatever you want to call them. I've seen videos. I think that they're fake, but but yeah, I think that you can see them, but it's very rare. The sightings are very rare. Like you'd have to be in deep, deep woods, I think, or you're walking around a fairy circle 9 times and trying to actually get into the fairy realm.
So let's talk about fairy sightings, but not in terms of cases, but in terms of like what could be going on here. So there is, the fairy circle, for those who don't know, is let's say you own a property or you're living in a property and everything's normal, and then one day you see a circular thing of mushrooms just overnight spring up.
That means if you're not a country
person, you're not going to understand what the fuck I'm talking about. But this is actually a thing, and it's called a fairy circle.
Correct.
And so it is believed that is the gateway in which fairies go in and out of the other dimension. And so I've actually heard people that say the other dimension is Arcadia, the legend of Arcadia, and that's where all the fake come from originally.
Okay, I like that theory.
But and so there's that, right? And what you say, you have to go counterclockwise or clockwise to use one?
I think it's clockwise. So
clockwise, you go around it 9 times, and then you supposedly you can access it.
That's what they say. Yeah.
So I've got another theory.
Okay.
And we've talked about this. We talked about this many episodes ago. And so as we know that in national parks and in forests, actually worldwide, there's a phenomenon of staircases appearing.
Correct.
Out of the blue. And so, out in the forest, staircases that lead to nowhere will appear. If you guys, feel free to ask us questions in the chat, but we've talked about this phenomenon before.
Yeah.
And one interesting park ranger story is that when he was told to leave them alone when he sees them, and he saw one, and he said he took a few steps. He didn't go all the way. Took a few steps, and he felt disoriented, and he was there, and when he got scared, and when he got off of it, hours had gone by, and his fellow rangers didn't know where it was. And so I was just watching an encounter of a guy who says that he had been practicing his magic a lot, and he had purposely meditated to try to commune with the fairies.
Mm-hmm.
And he had similar things of time loss. Like a few minutes will feel like they take an hour in that world. And he had become one with the plants, and he was communicating. And he assures you that he was not on any drugs to obtain this. Question is, do you think that it's possible that the staircases
are leading you to the fairy realm?
Yeah. Do you think the fairies put them there?
Ooh. Oh, cool. I did read. It was really good. So Angel is writing a fanfic.
On what?
Harry Potter. It's really good.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, I mean, I could get down with that theory. Especially considering that they just appear. It's not like people tend to not believe that they're there. Like people will just be like the staircase just all of a sudden appeared to me. Losing time does make sense if you're going into a different realm, but why wouldn't you remember it? And they say that generally if you're in the fairy realm you don't come back, so that's the only
well once again, as you know, one of my favorite kinks is all the disappearing people in national parks.
So and, they're going to the fairy realm too.
Well, here's what I'm saying. I think out of all the stories of the people who said I got scared, I didn't take the steps, think about how many people would take the steps.
I'd take the steps.
A young idiot who's just like, steps, let me run up them.
I don't think I'm an idiot. I don't think I'm an idiot. I think that I would take the steps, and I don't think I'm an idiot. I think that I am an investigator, and I'm gonna investigate the steps. Why not?
So here's what I think. Another thing that I think is possible is I think the fairies put them purposely to lure people into them.
Yeah, and because they want to turn us into golems and replace us.
Well, they want to abduct us for some reason, whatever reason, I don't know. I'm assuming that maybe they could be cutting us up and putting us in pies, right? But it sounds like something they do. But like the idea is, you know how they're neural atypical? Like, you know, like you said, they feel funny about you saying thank you, like how dare you, that kind of stuff.
Right.
They really don't think the way we think, right?
No, not at all.
It is possible that they've seen that in our society we use steps, and then they're like, humans instinctively run up steps. If we lead steps here, they're going to run up them, and then we've got them.
I mean, you're not wrong, because we are very inquisitive people too. I'm not going to lie to you. If I saw some steps in the woods, my first instinct would be, I got to go up those steps.
Yeah. Are you kidding me? It would be hard for me to resist, but I would resist. But
well, you would resist because we know that we should.
Because we've talked about it. Honestly, if we never did the show and we didn't actually talk, because you're the one who first taught me, and then I started researching it. I would be the idiot who went into a national park and said, "Oh, steps! Look at these steps. Let me check these out, man." And I'm ready to take a selfie, and boom, I'm in fairyland.
You're in fairylands. You're in fairylands, and now you're a golem, and we have to burn you.
It's the stairway to heaven.
There are beliefs that, yes, there actually are beliefs that they do lead to the heavens.
Come on.
There's beliefs that they lead to the heavens. He's not wrong. Are fairies responsible for magic mushrooms? Maybe.
Oh, absolutely they are.
Absolutely.
Is that another one of their pranks on humanity? Absolutely. I think absolutely.
Is that a prank? I think that's a gift.
It's an interesting theory, man.
That's a gift.
Thank you, Hannah.
I do believe in fae. I do. Oh yeah. Wait, those stairs belong to them.
Oompa Loompas.
Are they
no, actually, Demon, and actually, this is for everyone in the chat. I'm asking you, what do you think? I know it sounds ridiculous. Like, look at our picture right here. Is it really possible that there are fairies or creatures like these things we've been describing?
No, I don't. I think that they're. Yes, I mean, I believe in them, but I don't think that they look like that. I think that they're humanoid, but I don't think that they're tiny little humans with wings. I think that they're probably.
You don't believe in, so you don't believe in pixies?
I believe in pixies, just not the depiction that we were taught. Like behind our heads right now, that I don't believe that is what a pixie would look like.
I think, well, I mean, why not?
Because I think that we fantasize that they look like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, this chick is particularly pretty, but
she is. She's beautiful.
Well, I've seen other images of them where they're pixies like that. They're feminine or whatever, winged, but they're also like they look like goblins and have crazy ears or whatever. And I'm fine with that too. But like I believe that I think I do believe in pixies and fairies and stuff.
I believe in them. I just think that they probably look more alien.
Mantis, that truly is an interesting theory. I mean, it would make sense. It makes sense. And so I got this idea from anyone, as you guys know, I recently have my new obsession of the back rooms.
Yes.
And so if you've seen that first Backroom movie made by Kane Pixels, the first kid gets in there, it's found footage, and he's going around and suddenly, like, at a certain point, he's lost in this giant complex, and then he looks to the side and you see there's a crudely drawn arrow like on the wall, and he's like, what is that? And he's following these arrows, and someone has drawn all these arrows, and finally it comes to a thing, and it says, stand here, stand still. And the guy's like, walks up to it, and on the wall, and he's like, what is this? And suddenly a monster comes out of the side, and he's like running for his life.
Yeah, I don't think, no.
And what it is you realize that the monster is like stupid and thinks if you write stand still, a human will stand still. So is it possible that a creature that doesn't really understand the human conscious, or maybe they do, they know us so well, put these stairs as a trap?
Yes, I completely think that theory could be right. Yeah. Yeah.
I say there is a 0.0002% chance fairies exist. Hater. My professional opinion, I believe, says Demon. Boom.
Thank you. Go. You know what? Loki, I'm a little disappointed in you tonight. Just so you know.
I definitely believe, says Princess Max. AJ says, I haven't seen any fairies in the city, but I think they're in rural areas. Yeah, I think they retreat to the deep forest.
Yeah, you're not going to see them. Like, I mean, you have to think that these are nature spirits. Like, they're not going to be in the cities. I believe that they are there, just on a different plane or realm of Earth to what they see. Yeah, yes, but I do think that they shift between realms. They can absolutely be in our realm if they want to be.
Yeah, just think of all the weird stories you've ever heard about the forest. Forest is a really messed up place.
Are you afraid of the forest now too? We're afraid of the water. We're afraid of the forest.
F you, for starters. I'm not scared of any forest. I go in the forest all the time. Are you kidding me? I go in the forest at night. I actually like the woods.
Okay, scaredy cat. It's okay.
You know what it is? I'm realistically cautious. Here's what it is. Man wasn't meant to fly, but I guess I fly. But man wasn't meant to master the oceans. F that.
Why not? Why were we not meant to master the oceans?
Water dwellers land. That's for the merfolk, man. That's not for me.
Come on, that's for me. Pirate's life for me. Arrgh.
Demon says, no, wait, those stairs belong to the Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man, who's probably fairy folk as well.
Absolutely.
Lainey, you're killing me here. Please don't destroy my Tinkerbell fetish with your alien pixie imagery.
They're still cute, Logue. It's all right, I'm just saying that. Do I think that there are miniature people out there? Well, I mean, maybe there are. I don't know. I desperately hope so. What do we desperately hope?
Angel Age said, perhaps both you and Lainey are correct. Ever thought of that? I think it's possible. Is it possible that the Seelie and unseelie fairies look differently?
I mean, you could be absolutely right. Maybe the evil ones look more demonic and alien-esque, and the good ones look beautiful and sprite-like. I don't know. I definitely agree with you on that. Thank you. I bet Sasquatch farted those stairs in the
Wow, Jamie Omega's on a roll tonight.
I'm laughing. He's got me laughing.
So, Lainey, do you have any theory? Do you have any fairy theories for us?
Like, do I think that there's fairies in my house? If there are,
okay. What?
Can you please clean my bathroom?
That would be great if you woke up one day and your bathroom was clean and you're like, what
100%. And I didn't have to do it. That would be fantastic.
You know what you should try doing? Leaving food out for it. Maybe if you give him the food, he'll do the work.
Well, I mean, maybe that's where all my Turkish delights went.
That explains it, but has he given you anything for that? I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe. They do like to trade. They do like to play tricks on me. I swear to goodness, I do probably have a fairy because, I misplace things all the time. Can you kill a fairy? Why would you want to kill a fairy?
Okay, so Logie, apparently they have an aversion and a great hatred and aversion they wanted away from them. Cold iron. And for those of you who don't know what cold iron is, it is iron with no impurities in it, meaning no other metals. It has to be pure. It has to be pure
Pure iron.
Fe. Here's what it is. Most iron that we use in our society, because what it is actually real iron. Iron is hard but soft compared to alloy iron. So a lot of times if somebody's like, this crowbar is made of iron, it's really iron with other metals in it to giving it true firmness. And so it's actually rare to find actually just pure iron items. Examples of them are old, pokers and sets for a fireplace. They used to be made out of pure iron.
But they're not anymore.
I don't know what. Nowadays, everything's made of crap. They don't make quality anymore. If you look at like an old things that were made in the olden days, they were made to last, but nowadays they're designed to break down in like a year.
Because they want you to buy another one. Duh.
Right. So
absolutely.
I can't comment on what a poker or a fire poker is made of now.
No.
But like my aunt and uncle have a country house in the mountains, and sometimes they lend it to me so I can just like write and hang out in the woods. They have an old fireplace. This looks like some colonial shit. I'm fairly certain that fire poker would kill a fairy.
There you go, guys. If you want to kill a fairy, it's iron. Iron all day.
Real iron.
Yes.
Real iron.
From what I've heard, that they are technically immortal. They have immortal souls.
Another one of their names. I kept forgetting because there were so many. The Everlasting Ones was another name that people used to call them. I love the names like the Other Crowd.
The Other Crowd, yeah. Like some of the names that they have for them are crazy.
Yeah.
For when there is good, there is always evil. It's a part of the coin of life. It's a given.
Yep. Well said, Angel. I can't wait to read your fanfic. Caffeinated highly, sis.
Same. Can you kill it right there? Yeah. There we go. Can you kill a carrot? Oh, there's the caffeine kicking in. And if so, what happens when they die? That's a good question. I don't know.
And that's another thing. So if they are a spirit, when they take a physical form in our realm, is it just? It's just them materializing. So what happens when you kill it? I assume it
probably goes back to the fairy realm, right?
Yeah, or something.
So it probably doesn't die at all.
Oh, you might have just killed its physical form, which would just piss it off.
Right. I probably wouldn't try to kill a fairy. I'm not going to lie. I killed a fairy, but realized it was me stepping in a dog poo. Wow, Demon, you are on a roll today.
So it'd be better to just trap a fairy in a jar, encase it in wet cement, and bury it deep in the ground. Logie, why would you want to kill it? For starters, you should
respect.
If you're well, that's funny. You were gonna say that. I was gonna say if you're gonna mess with a fairy, capture it, and then negotiate it for the freedom.
Y'all are playing with fire. I'm just saying, no, don't mess with the fae. You're crazy. You know.
Like, so Lainey, do you have confidence? Let's say you found a djinn, and he was like, "You got 3 wishes." Do you think you could negotiate a wish that he couldn't possibly backfire on you, with stipulations and side notes?
No, absolutely not. No, they're wicked. They're wicked, man. I'm just saying, if I found a djinn, I would make my 3 wishes. But I think that they'd backfire on me, because they always do. That's how you deal with them. That's not how you deal with them. You don't deal with the fae at all. Anyway, listen, I know witches who say that they work with the fae, and they're very, very careful with what they do and what they say. And if you piss off the fae, I'm telling you, it's not good. I play with fire, but it's for entertainment. Absolutely. Everything I've heard is that they're scummy creatures. No negotiations. Send them to the dirt for eternity. Okay. Have fun with that. And let me know how it goes. Because I'm just, I'd like to know how it goes. If you ever catch a fae.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because no, I mean, all the stories, even all the stories lead to just not good. Now, okay, but you said jinn. Do you think that jinn are fae?
So I think it's possible. So
That jinn are
I
fae.
am not Middle Eastern, and I don't live there or speak Arabic or anything. So I think that would be up to a cultural call, whether they are or they aren't.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, it would make sense that the Fae are a planetary wide phenomenon, right?
Oh
Like,
yeah, absolutely.
if they live throughout Europe, it would make sense that they, there's some. It's true that there's Middle Eastern Fae, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
think it is very possible that a jinn is. Yeah, I mean, yeah, why not?
Okay. Okay. I yeah, I don't know. I don't think I know enough about jinn to say that they would be fae or not. I'd have to do more research on jinn, but they're pretty interesting. If I have to keep cleaning their mushrooms out of my yard, they're going to the dirt.
Yo, Logie, be truthful. Are you actually getting those crazy mushrooms at your house?
Yeah, I'd love to know. I've had circles. I've had mushroom circles. Furry godparents. Ah.
And also, have you heard about how like they the fairy circles move? Have you heard about that?
Mm-mm.
People have documented that they're like, I had a fairy circle over here, and then the next day it moved 2 feet to the right. Like the mushrooms are now in a different place than they used to be. I mean, it's crazy, right?
That is crazy, but why would they move them? I guess. Huh. Are the fairies
Or
on
the
other
fairies on other
planets
planets?
then?
Well, I don't know anything about other
I
planets. I'm
think that they're on
fascinated.
other planets. Yeah, no, I think it's another realm. It's just it's like a mirror realm, like the upside down. Think of the upside down, Logie,
Oh,
in
right.
Stranger Things.
It
You
would make
know?
sense that other planets had that, but like I don't know enough about other planets. So here's my thing about motivations.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's funny that as humans, when we're trying to like think about these creatures, these other things, that we always assume we know their motivations.
Right.
The truth is, unless I sit down and interview one, I don't, and even then, couldn't be sure. We have no idea why they do the things they do. Right?
I would absolutely love to get a hold of a fae and interview
Just
them.
have a
That would be
conversation with them.
awesome. Yeah. That would be pretty intense. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna go to Ireland and I'm gonna catch a leprechaun, and I'm gonna say, I don't want your gold, leprechaun. I want to interview you.
Oh my God! Yeah, just don't. If he offers you a drink, don't do it.
I might do it. You know, why not?
So,
Leprechauns
lady,
don't.
I'm concerned because I feel like you're always playing with fire. You're always like, if a UFO came down, I'd be like, take me, take me. Like if a
Oh,
vampire comes into town, I'd be like, bite me, take me with you. Like, don't fuck with these things, man. You don't know what they have in store for you.
yeah, but what's the fun of not like?
Here's what it is. Basically, unless you're like, unless you're a teenage girl that a vampire is trying to bang. Why would he just take a stranger and make her a vampire?
I mean, I'm a 35-year-old beautiful woman. Why wouldn't he want to change me?
Well, I mean, do you know this guy?
I might.
Okay, well, if you knew him and if you had a prior relationship, that's different. But I'm saying, let's say you're at a bar, you meet a vampire, and like he starts showing his fangs. You're gonna be cool with him biting you? Because I'm saying you don't know him. You don't
Is
know.
that a real question? Is that a real question?
That is a real question.
Fuck yeah, change me. No problem. I want to live forever and be beautiful forever. Yes. Now, in 10 years? No, probably not. Don't.
But man, how do you know he's not
I'm
just going to
past my
drain you and
prime.
leave you in a ditch? Yeah, Demon
I
Omega
guess
says,
that's the gamble, isn't it?
but you're gambling with nothing, though.
I'm gambling with my life.
Yeah, right. It's not, like I said,
it's
nothing.
an eternal life. You did not.
I'm sorry. I kid.
I kid.
No,
I want to. Okay.
I'm just saying, like, why would I don't know?
Why wouldn't? Okay, so here's my thing: is that like, you really wouldn't want to get bitten and like live an eternal life? Well, you also don't believe that vampires are glorified the way that I believe that they're glorified. So you think
I don't.
they turn into like some
You've read too much Twilight.
monster.
These guys are monsters.
We don't know that.
I think we have more evidence to
I
suggest
think that Dracula was still a beautiful man. He just was evil.
Okay, so once again, that is fiction. That's a piece of fiction that this person wrote. I'm talking about people who have claimed to have seen these creatures. At least the majority of the ones I have encountered or read or heard about, they're not pleasant experiences. They're like, I was scared. This thing looked like a demon. This thing came out of a tomb. That kind of shit.
So then I'm never going to get bitten anyway. If that's the case, it's not like I'm going to be in a barn meeting a guy
if you meet one, no matter how good looking
I meet a good looking vampire who wants to turn my ass, let's go. If I meet a monster, I got to stake up. No, I got to stake.
No, but what if he's pretending to be? What if he's pretending to be Robert Pattinson? And he's really Count Orlov or whatever. My ex had a relationship with a fairy. Comes to find out, it was just a midget.
Demon.
So the worst that can happen with aliens is a probe, and it gets a little too deep. Logie, you don't know that. You don't know what the alien. For all you know, the alien wants to cook you. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I just feel like if we are doing a cast like this and we are having discussions about this, we are very obviously interested in figuring out what that kind of life is. Are we not? Like, we want to know. We want to get into the deep thoughts of vampires and werewolves and aliens, and so why wouldn't, I don't know, if I were invited back to a vampire den, let's go. I want to go. I don't care. You know what? And then I'm gonna have my phone on video and I'm gonna record the shit out of it, and if I die famous. That's okay. You might
not even die famous.
I might not, but you know what? Yeah. I can think that I'm dying famous, okay? Lainey's always used to be playing devil's advocate with the debates.
Lainey, you're a mess. You're a mess.
Yes. Wait, how long have you known me?
Yo, so like, for instance, with the abduction thing, like you're like, oh, have the aliens take me. Did you, by the way, did you see Nope?
I haven't seen Nope yet.
Been spoiled for you about what's
no, don't spoil it for me.
Okay,
do not spoil it for me. You spoil everything else, so don't spoil.
I don't spoil anything.
You spoil everything.
That is in your head.
Everything that I watch is spoiled.
No, you know what it is? You take too long to watch.
I work like a lot. Like a lot.
Demon says actually the Greys are the ones that probe.
I'm just saying.
Or perhaps a doppelganger and is actually Cedric. Oh wait, I'm lost here.
Lainey has a death wish.
That's what I think. I think this is very unhealthy. I think you're scaring our fans. They don't know what you're going to do next. Angel says you're beautiful, awesome.
I love being alive, and that is why I would want the undead to unalive me so I can be an undead with them and just roam the world for thousands of years.
So Logie, I will say this. I agree with you on that. I agree with you, and I actually live that life. I mean, you could argue that life is so boring. A once in a lifetime adventure is worth the risk, Logie Bear says, and I agree with that. However, when we go on these adventures, we have faith in things, and there's a good reason why we put
so
faith.
Now you're going to bring in the fact that I'm faithless. So if I'm
not even listening, that you can't listen. Let's hear me out. An example is, if I'm going to go out into the forest and I bring a rifle with me, the reason that I feel a little safer is that I have a rifle and I have the faith that this is an actual working rifle and it shoots and it's going to protect me. We have no reason to believe that any of these supernatural creatures, entities, mean us no harm. We have no proof of that. We don't know them from shit for shit. We do know that we should be wary of human strangers. So why wouldn't you be wary of an alien stranger or a fae stranger or a vampire stranger? Right?
I mean, I would be weary, but I would still.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me ask you this. What if an incel walked up to you and said, "Come to my den. I will give you immortality." Would you follow him?
No.
Okay. So what if he had a set of fangs? You would.
Yeah.
Oh, Angel says you're a beautiful and awesome mess, Lainey.
Thank you, Angel. I appreciate that. I think I'm a beautiful mess too. I am a mess, and I do get it. But seriously, I just I gotta know, man. The only thing that scares me is your face of death.
What the? Damn. Demon's like not holding back.
Why are you such bad luck today? I love death risks. It's fun. Listen, I just think that I would take my chances. Yeah, I would. I would take my chances. I wouldn't take my chances with the Fae, though. And I know that sounds crazy, but I wouldn't take my chances with the Fae.
Okay, so you wouldn't drink with the leprechaun. Oh, you would. You totally would. You're closing up your bartender. It's late at night. You're the only one there. You're closing on your own. And then a midget comes in here and he's just like, "Hey, lassie." And he reveals himself to be a leprechaun and he wants you to have a drink with him. Would you? You would.
Hell yes.
My God, you're an easy mark.
What an experience.
So basically, any midget could get with you.
I didn't say that they could get with me. I'm just sitting there and saying that I would have a drink with the leprechaun. Now wait a minute. Why does it always have to lead into like having sex? Like I don't get that. If I'm having a drink, I can have a drink with a leprechaun and not get in bed with them.
I'm just saying, yeah, I didn't mean to imply anything about what I'm just saying is that, like, you should just be more careful about, because for all you know, he's a very slick leprechaun. Logan says, I mean, if an alien has the tech and ability to get here, chances are if they want you dead, you're dead.
I agree.
I feel that. Although
I 100% agree. I'm just saying. Wow.
Although from what I've learned or from what I understand, it would appear that they, for the most part, seem benevolent or don't want to harm us.
No, not yet.
In actual reports of people having armed conflict with aliens and UFOs, they usually use non-violent solutions
and they stop our weapons from firing.
Yeah, they do things like that. They don't atomize you with a laser. So it seems that you're right. They could have us dead, but they choose not to. So it seems like they're nicer than us.
You really wouldn't drink with a leprechaun.
Okay, so I believe. Do you remember when I was doing those creepypastas? When I was doing like Friday night creepypasta reads? And I think one of the last ones I did was what I think it was called like the Realm of Possibilities.
Okay.
Where a guy's like, he's a nerd, he's at home and he's sitting there and something contacts him on his computer. It's a message and it tells him to go do something the next day. He has to go do something that seems benign.
Yeah, I remember that.
The thing is, but like the moment I started reading that story, I said to myself, this is going to lead to your death, buddy boy.
And it did. And it did. And it did.
And it did. And so that's the thing. What is the chances? Will the leprechaun lead me to fame and success? The likelihood is it's going to lead me to my doom.
100%. But you wouldn't have a drink with the leprechaun. One drink.
He could spank it. He could, he could assault me. Actually, I don't know, man. I don't know what. I don't know the leprechaun. I don't know. I wouldn't. No, you're right. I wouldn't have a drink. Just like I wouldn't have a drink with a stranger. I wouldn't have a drink with a vampire. How
do you become friends with people? Aren't all friends start out as strangers? No.
I don't drink with them. Although actually one year,
hello, welcome in.
Yo, the year that was the year that Hurricane Sandy came to New York and it made a blackout in Manhattan.
Yeah.
It was before Halloween, and so me and my friends, we put on our costumes on Halloween, and we decided to go into the dark zone of New York, which is the lower half of it. And literally, like, this is a great chance. You're in New York, but there's no lights anywhere. And we were playing Manhunter, and we're having a lot of fun, and we're going around. And while we're walking in the darkness, we look over, and we just see two chicks. And as we get closer, the chicks turn on a flashlight, and they're two chicks dressed up like sexy vampires. And they're like, hey, we're having a Halloween party right inside. You want to come in? And we look, and obviously there's no lights in the windows, so it just looks like a fucking abandoned spot. And we're like, and we look at each other, and of course, like idiots, we all just walk in. If those were real vampires, we'd be dead right now. Turns out we go in there, and there was a party going on.
So you would be the guy who would... You would totally have a drink with a leprechaun, because you know what, that leprechaun would be so smart.
Maybe it was a sexy leprechaun. I don't know. That's a face plant. I get ass faced with it. Yeah.
Thank you. She's not opening her. Thank you, AJ. Thank you very much for that.
You guys
supposedly everybody thinks that I'm just
promiscuous. No, that is not. That's not a scathing indictment of you. That's a scathing indictment of
the leprechaun,
of humanity.
Oh.
I'm telling you, I just feel like, I don't know.
Yeah, just dig a little deeper. It's okay.
What up, Rebuke?
Hello, Rebuke.
A lot of people were friends with Ted Bundy. Didn't work out so
well. That's what all I'm saying is that, like, you become friends with people by meeting people.
Loki is so right. Okay, so you saw the trailer for Dahmer, right?
Oh, I'm so excited.
So in the beginning of the trailer, it's the black guy coming into the room, and he's like, "What is that smell?" And then he looks back, and you see behind him is Jeffrey Dahmer. He's invited his new friend in. And he closes the door, and they do a close-up of him lock the door. And you're like, and you think, this poor dude is dead.
Totally dead.
That's what I'm saying. You got to be careful what company you're in.
I mean, listen, I'm not sitting here and saying that you're incorrect. What I am sitting here and saying is that, like, if a leprechaun asked me to have a drink with him or her, I'd say yes.
They could spike your drink. That's what I'm saying, man. You got to be careful.
I'm the bartender. It's my bar.
There's Wiley, man. You don't know what they're going to be dropping 1,000 hats.
You don't think that women know how to hold their drinks so that they don't get spiked? We do that all the time. That's just normal.
He's a supernatural creature. You don't know how good his sleight of hand is.
Oh my God.
The best way to see one is to look into the windows at night when they are
alone. Loki.
Yo, Loki's the dude from You.
You voyeur.
That's too sketch with the vampires. I'll pass.
Me too. Honestly, I think you're absolutely insane for going there when there were no lights and then playing games in the streets of New York.
The girls were literally hanging out in front, and they were just inviting strangers into their house. And we went in there, and there was a fair amount of people there, and they basically said, we were supposed to be having a party. We've got a boatload of beer. It's free. Just take it. We're just trying to get rid of it at this point. And we're like, okay. And we hung out and stuff. And the girls just stayed there inviting strangers in. And people just kept falling for it.
There's no freaking way. I wouldn't have done it. You know what? Honestly, I'm a little sad that they weren't real vampires.
Why? You wish I was dead? You wish this show never happened? What?
Yeah, you know what? As that came out, I was like, no, that's not really what I'm thinking. But how about the book on Dahmer?
So I've seen so many documentaries on Dahmer and read so many articles about this dude. Like,
you're excited for this movie, though.
I'm super excited. It's going to be utterly amazing.
It's going to be really good. Also, Evan Peters is like literally my all-time favorite. Step Into My Parlor: The Chilling Story of Serial Killer Jeffrey Dahmer by Edward Bauman. I'll read it.
That's what it is. Also, all these people who fell for serial killers, and it's funny, we're talking about human monsters and not monsters. But a lot of them, they get people by inviting them into their homes and stuff. Like, who the clown dude did that too. What's his face?
Oh shit, what was his name? Listen, I'm not.
I'm just saying, be careful is the moral of the story that I want to put out there. Okay.
Are you worried about me, Mantis?
I am.
Oh, and that's sweet.
You're gonna be out drinking with a leprechaun. Who knows what he's putting in your drinks? That's how the guy kidnapped those 4 women for 10 years. Yes, right? It was like, and also if you've ever seen, I know it's fiction, but Silence of the Lambs. Buffalo Bill is like pretending to be weak, and he's like a crippled dude, and he's trying to move a couch. He's like, "Can you help me? Grab the end of that couch for me." And then the girl does it, and then she's in a well. So, she's in a well.
It put the lotion on its skin. You promised one a puppy.
Yes.
I mean, listen, I'm not stupid. Well, be careful when you go to my bathroom after my son. Oh, my Jesus Lord.
Just perhaps, though, that all human monsters were affected by mythological or mystical creatures.
Listen, I think that I am smart enough.
That movie is perfect, Logan.
Maybe I'm not smart enough. You know what? I'm surprised I'm still alive today, to be completely honest with what I've done in my life.
To be honest, so am I.
Wait, you're surprised about me or surprised about you?
I'm surprised you're alive. I know why I'm alive. We've totally strayed from the topic of faith, but I will say, just real quick, women serial killers might have it like easier because it's way easier to get a guy to come into your apartment. Right?
Yeah, no, for facts, like we hold the key.
Real quick before we get off this topic, it's killing me the name of that serial killer, the dude who, the clown dude. But you know what his shtick was? He'd invite people over for dinner, and he had a safe underneath the table, and he had handcuffs on there. And in the middle of dinner, where he'd be serving, and he would just casually put it on somebody's wrist when they weren't looking. They'd just look over and be like, before they could even react, and they'd be like, "What is this?" And they were all younger and stronger. He killed a lot of dudes who were in the construction industry, and they couldn't get away. They weren't physically able to move the thing, and then they became his toy.
Yeah, John Wayne Gacy.
John Wayne Gacy. There we go. Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyway, enough about the serial killers. Do you have any other thoughts on fays? Any conspiracies? Any thoughts about these creatures?
Don't fuck with them. That's all I can say. No, guys, seriously, and don't say thank you, and don't say I'm sorry. Use big words.
Oh, don't say. You're kidding me. Sorry or thank you. That's like I'm
dead serious. Do not say I'm sorry, and do not say thank you.
I would literally be like, "Oh, I came into your forest. I'm sorry."
They will mess you up, man. You're gonna piss them off.
Demon Omega says, "What if serial killers were hired by governments for population control?" I believe that the governments purposely keep our world fatalistic for population control. That includes allowing guns, having cigarettes and cancer-producing things, allowing fast food, like all these things. They make sure that it's a world that's dangerous and killing people all the time. I think you're right, including bail reform and serial killers. I think they're also part of it. I think they need a lot of different things killing people constantly, or our overpopulation would be nuts.
Just like COVID.
And my channel got banned.
Anywho.
They like to party. I like to party.
Fays like to party. That's what I'm saying. I would party with a fae. I'm just saying, just be very careful and don't say I'm sorry. I'd probably piss off a fae. I say I'm sorry all the time. All the time.
But now, you know what it is? I got to tell you, obviously, we're in this show. We're amateur investigators of the paranormal and the strange. Mm-hmm. And I got to tell you, this very episode makes me say we should get a crew together. We all get our hiking gear and we go into the deep woods and we look for stairs or something.
Okay, but we keep saying this. So when is it actually going to happen?
Well, I don't know, when you stop working so damn much. No. No, here's what I'm saying. For Halloween, we're going to a haunted house. We're Ouijaing in a haunted house. That's stamped. Maybe not the night of. I bet you have to work the night of, but I'm saying around Halloween.
Yeah, I'm totally down for that.
A Halloween episode of the show,
I like it. We just need to make sure that we are closing the gates and not keeping them open. But yeah, I'm totally down. I'll bring my Ouija board, bring some candles, all that fun stuff, some salt.
I'll bring the booze. Demon says invite me. We will talk, Demon. We will absolutely talk, because I actually don't know where Demon physically is in this world.
I'm pretty sure he's on our coast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Logie says Angel. That makes a scary amount of sense. But did you have any final thoughts on the Fae?
No, I think that we touched everything that I wanted to touch on the Fae.
Except finding them. I am curious.
I am super curious. I do think that we all have Fae around us.
The thing is I'm not in deep enough woods.
No, neither am I. But we still. I mean, I don't know. I think that ow, Jesus. I think they're around. I think that if we really were to search, we could find the Fae.
Yo, I honestly, let's aim for some sort of
search.
Well, not search, but deep wood exploration.
Logie Bear says, Lainey, your task is to capture a fairy and report back for an interview. Yeah, I'm going to go to Ireland and I'm going to catch a leprechaun.
Specifically Evan's.
That is what? Anywho, do you have anything else to say on the Fae?
I got to say they're lovely creatures. I love them.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Just be careful with them.
I think they're out there. If you guys ever go camping and you hear weird chattering out there, it's them. They're all talking, watching.
Do you think that's what it is? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
You don't think so? What else would it be?
I mean, I don't know. Huh. I never thought of that. I love to camp. So now I'm thinking, like, have I encountered the Fae before? Maybe I have.
It's funny. My advice on this show is for people not to go into national parks, but I think we should go into national parks. We get Logie, we get Demon, go out there.
That's fine with me. I'm good with that, but we're tying a rope around each other's waists so we can't lose each other. That's all. That's all.
Okay, and so
that's my stipulation.
If we find stairs, you're going to take the stairs, right?
Yeah, but y'all are going to hold on to that rope tight.
Rope, yeah.
Like tight.
Go up, and then we're going to pull the rope, and it's going to be the rope.
I would like to come back. But yeah, I'll go up the stairs, no problem. Fays like to make muffins. What?
With the Muffin Man.
With the Muffin Man. Hell yeah, they do.
I'll be more
cautious of the people around me. Do be more cautious of the people around you guys. I know y'all think that I am a reckless person who wants to drink and do weird shit with vampires and aliens and the Fae. But I think that being an investigator, yeah, I want to do it. Fuck yeah, I want to do it.
I'm sorry if I made you feel self-conscious. This is technically your job, so yes, I encourage you to get your interviews, to drink with the Fae.
It's okay. Listen, this show makes me just so happy.
Yes, I've had such a good time. I'm into the Fae. We're gonna do a sequel to this, but it's gonna be involving camping. Okay, to this episode, we're gonna do a follow up about the Fae.
Okay.
Awesome.
I'm totally down.
But yo, guys, this has been another amazing Mothership Monday. It's amazing because of all of you in chat, everyone who stopped in and are making this happen. Rebuke TV says, I drink from public water fountains. I only take candy from strangers. And I invite strange people who ask for invitations into my house all the time. Well,
see, I'm not that bad.
Yes. Yeah, guys, take care of yourselves. There's a lot of psychos out there, whether supernatural or not. There's just a lot of monsters out there. Watch your back. Watch your drinks. Don't trust anybody. Don't make friends. You'll live a lot longer.
That's why we make friends on the internet.
But yes, but another thing you should do is remember to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and keep tuning into Mothership Mondays. Every Monday, me and Lainey are going to bring you all the hard-hitting facts about supernatural, mysticism, the arcane, the occult, all of it. And until next time, ciao for now.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.